Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well on this Saturday afternoon. Sorry for the impromptu broadcast, but came across some information and I wanted to share it with you. And I wanted to wait to get some feedback from some people, and that's why I decided to go ahead and get this information out today. And you see the title of this is DJI Phantom 5 or Another Wild Goose Chase. As you know, I put out my share of DJI Phantom 5 videos. We were all kind of sucked into that, and we all put information out there. Of course, we've never seen a DJI Phantom 5. Well, recently, a gentleman on Twitter, not a C-Lev, put out which looked like a email with a picture. And let's go ahead, without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pull this information up here. And it says, so a colleague sent me this unexpected marketing visual. It seems to be a newsletter audience test. I'm skeptical about a new Phantom, but I like the V concept, okay? And as you can see here, right here, what you see, it's an email, and you can see DJI up here. And also, I want to thank Ash from joining on. He did put this out there as well, and that's an excellent video. And I do suggest that you watch that as well for some information. But what I want to look at a couple of things here, and you can tell this is a Phantom shape. I mean, it doesn't look, you know, the Phantom is very rounded and not as compact as this. And notice the lights here. Those are definitely battery lights, all right? And you see the DJI here and here, which it does look official. This does not look Photoshopped. I mean, you know, Ash talked about the Mavic 3, and that was an obvious Photoshop, okay? That was just, that was apparent to everyone. But here you see the Roman numeral V and then 2020.12, okay? And could this be the Phantom 5? Well, you know, let's start out where I always like to go with something like this, guys. Okay, you know where I like to go with this, okay? And where I like to go with this is Hubson Choice. Welcome, Logan Carpenter, Chris. Thanks for showing up this afternoon. Where I like to go with this, and you all know this, is the FCC grant ID database. So I went ahead and I did a search, DJI Phantom V, and I did a search on DJI Phantom 5, and nothing. Okay, you can scroll down here. You're gonna get nothing. So there's nothing on the FCC grant ID database regarding this. All right, and that is always your first solid piece of evidence that there's a new drone that's coming out. And until you see that information, and I'll stand by this all day long, that's the only place you're going to see it. All right. Now, what I am also hearing is this. Okay. Now, here's the article. This was an article on photo rumors that had been sent to me. And this was dated October 3rd. There are some rumors floating online for a new DJI V drone with a 1-inch camera sensor and interchangeable lenses coming in December. Okay. All right. There's all the information out there, right? And it's not much to go by. All right. Now, again, you know, I have to emphasize something here. All right. Until you see it on the FCC grant ID database, there's nothing there. All right. Now, there's also been talk, and this is discussion, that this is not a Phantom 5, but the Mavic 3. Why they're using a V, why they're doing that, I don't know. And even if that is, now it does look real. It does not look like that Mavic 3 rendering did. That Mavic 3 rendering, that was just an obvious Photoshop and cropped and spliced together. I mean, that was, this looks very professionally done, and it fits in line with some of the other ads that DJI has put out over the years. Okay. Will always be speculation. You'll prove from the FCC database. Thank you, Drone Master. I agree 100%. Okay. There's talk about that. Now, one of the things that I can tell you is this. From multiple sources, okay, I have heard that they won't deny what we're seeing, okay? What I can say is, if there's anything that's going to happen, it's going to be after December. In other words, it's going to be next year, which is something I've been telling you guys for a while. And in my last Mavic 3 video, I did discuss the fact that anything that DJI does is not going to be in 2020. It's going to be coming out in 2021. So as I said, enjoy your Mavic Air 2. Enjoy the smart controller with the Mavic Air 2. There's plenty to do there. Okay, there's plenty of room to explore with that. That's an incredible and a huge find with the smart controller now controlling the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0, the Mavic 2 series, including the Enterprise, and also now the Mavic Air 2. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Is this legit? Hell yeah, we need an upgrade. Ha ha ha. Yeah, Hemtech, I don't know. I don't know. And as I said, and I can't emphasize this enough, is this a wild goose chase? Something is coming. That I can tell you for sure. All right. I do know there are some out there who are not talking. All right. That's enough. There's another sign out there is other drone reviewers, when they're not talking or the videos they put out aren't discussing that product. Okay. Because you have to sign, I know Mikey from Philly Drone Life calls it DNA, but you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA is what it's called, okay? Now, when you sign that non-disclosure agreement, that means you can't say a word about it. What you can do is test it, and then when DJI is going to release it, they'll give you a time and a date that you can post your video out there to YouTube, and it's out there, okay? And you've seen that before. Best example that I can give to you is Kelly Shores. When I met Kelly at the Mavic 2 event in Brooklyn, he had gotten the Mavic 2, and I got notification as soon as we're sitting there watching the presentation in Brooklyn. Notification popped up: DJI Mavic 2 unboxing and first flight, and it was from Kelly from Ready Set Drone. So when you see drone reviewers out there that are not really doing reviews or talking about a specific brand per se, that's a big clue that they're probably under a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, that's another piece of news that you can put away and keep for reference sake. So, Hemtech, you're welcome. You're welcome. I wanted to get this information out there. I know Ash did a video. Please watch his video. He does a great job on that. Please definitely check it out. We have to be careful here, okay? And this is why, my number one piece of advice with any of this is you need to check until it's out on the FCC Grant ID database, it's nothing, okay? It's a mist in the air, all right? When it hits the Grant ID database, all right, it's for real. You will see it means it has to be, and for those of you that haven't watched one of the videos where I talked about this, what has to happen is the FCC has to, anything that has radio waves here in the United States, the FCC product, and the FCC has to test it before they allow it to be sold in the United States, okay? So when you open up your drone, and you'll see that, okay? European countries, they have a different symbol in there. FCC has a specific symbol in there. You'll see that when you take the battery off of most of the DJI drones. That's where it is. It's a label that's in that compartment. So that tells you that it has been tested. And until that happens, okay, and when that happens, and usually what happens, DJI holds back some of the very specific details and information, such as, say, the owner's manual and things like that. You'll get a label out there is probably what you'll get. You probably won't get the actual photographs. But when that hits, and you know that hits, and it does list the model, okay, you know it's coming. And usually how you can tell the time frame, hey, Brad, thanks for showing up this afternoon. Usually how you can tell the time frame is you look through that, and it will list a release date for some of that information, it will tell you when that information will be released, usually within 45 days. So whenever it hits the Grant ID, FCC Grant ID database, usually it's within 45 days, a month and a half before it's released. So I don't expect anything until probably November, maybe beginning of December on the FCC Grant ID database. Okay. I want to be specific about that. We're not going to see anything. It's always good to go out there. And I know I've been surprised several times. A lot of you have been on the ball and have emailed me, Bill, look what I found on the FCC Grant ID database. Okay. Some of you guys go out there every day and check that, and kudos to you. If you do find that, email me, let me know, because I want to get the information out to everybody, because I want to make everybody aware of this. So is it something to be excited about? Hopefully it is. I mean, it looks professional. It looks professionally done. It does not look photoshopped. So, but again, we'll find out more coming up soon. October has just hit. I would say we're going to find out something on the FCC Grant ID database. Now, realize, let's take a step back here. That testing is happening right now, okay? And it's an indeterminate amount of time for what the FCC needs to test on this, okay? And there's a whole spectrum of tests that they run through. And you're welcome to peruse the FCC Grant ID database on some of the previous drones to see how long some of these tests took. I mean, they get very specific with details. There's a lot of diagrams. It takes an electrical engineer to understand some of that stuff, okay? I don't have an electrical engineering background. I understand some of that, being that I was in ham radio. So, who knows? But like I said, good news is coming, all right? We just don't know what it is right now. But I wanted to get this out there so you're aware of this, so you know about it. The V does it in that shape. Could it be a Phantom 5? Who knows? Who knows? Okay. But I wanted to get this out there. I wanted to get this information available to everyone so you know it, so you can see that. And I'm going to put this out there so people are aware. I want to make people aware that this information is out there. And again, it was, it wasn't a Cedolev this time, okay? I can say that. It wasn't a Cedolev. But as Ash pointed out in that video, his video, the creation date for that channel was September. So, excuse me. So, who knows on Twitter, on his account on Twitter. So we're going to wrap things up here. I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in on an impromptu basis. Rotor Talk Live coming up on Tuesday at 8 o'clock, subject TBD. There's so much can happen between now and then. So, but again, I want to get this out there so you guys can have this information. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And remember, I want to let you know, I got a couple of drones in to test, brand new drones. Okay. I'm getting the MJ, excuse me. I'm getting the MJX Bugs 20 EIS. Marcus has tested it, and Kelly Shores have tested it. And I have also the Beast. And I know Marcus just got that in and did a test, and I've gotten it, and we're going to do an unboxing and test on that coming up shortly. So look forward to these coming up on the channel. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And remember, as always, it's a great day to fly, guys. Take care.